Hey everyone, Jennifer Leachkin here from NBC Sports Bay Area. It is time for the final preseason game of the 2025 season. And I just took a look back at what the 49ers did in that last preseason game in 2024. Um, a lot of differences, a lot of same, but it's always interesting to take kind of that retrospective look back. Today, I do not think any of the starters will play. They had a nice run in that Las Vegas second preseason exhibition. And so I think that's what they're going to kind of run with. I think Kyle Shanahan is a little bit gun shy about putting his starters out there with all the injuries that they've had. And yes, I do think the 49ers do have um, a lot of injuries. I wouldn't say exorbitant. I wouldn't say extremely high. I always look back to that 2020 season and think that was the worst season we've ever seen for injuries. Last year wasn't great either, but as far as preseason goes, I don't think the 49ers are doing too badly injury wise because all of these guys outside of Patrick Taylor Jr., they're going to make their way back. They're going to come back. They're going to be, contributors at some point during the season. So, again, probably no starters playing today. I mean, we haven't seen Nick Bosa's never played in the preseason. Christian McCaffrey has never played in the preseason since he's been with the 49ers. Same with Trent Williams. Fred Warner is probably not going to play either. George Kittle only played last week because Brock Purdy was out there. And I don't think Kyle Shanahan wanted to put Brock Purdy out there without at least one receiving target that he's really comfortable with. So yes, Ricky Pearsall was out there, but he's not as proven, obviously, as George Kittle. So last year, though, Brock Purdy did go out for a little bit. He completed 9 of his 12 passes. He was sacked once, and that's I think what kind of can be scary for a head coach. But he completed 9 of his 12 for 96 yards, one interception. Not a great day for Brock Purdy, but I mean, not terrible. I mean, he got some game reps, and I think that's more important. Josh Dobbs was the number 2 at that point. He completed 8 of 10 for 72 yards and one touchdown. He actually had the best showing of the day, 130 rating. Brandon Allen went out there. He was 5 of 7 for 60 yards, and Tanner Mordecai completed 2 of his 4 passes for 59 yards. So they had 4 quarterbacks at the time. And today you're going to see a lot of Carter Bradley. You're going to see Tanner Mordecai, who's back on the roster. They did waive Nate Sudfeld. So it is going to be a lot of Carter Bradley and Tanner Mordecai. I think while they like Nate Sudfeld, Tanner Mordecai has more of a grasp of the offense because he's been with the team more recently. So I think that's why they went with him to be the backup today to take all these reps with the 2s and 3s. Last year, preseason, Jordan Mason was the guy who led the club with 42 yards, 8 carries. Isaac Rendo was next, 32 yards on 11 carries. So Jordan Mason, 5.3 yards per carry. Isaac Rendo, 2.9 yards per carry. Corey Schrader, who was a guy I think they are bummed that they lost after they cut down to 53. He rushed 7 times for 27 yards. Patrick Taylor rushed 4 times for 15 yards. There was also Matt Breida on the roster at that time. He carried it twice for 5 yards. All the quarterbacks also had some rushing yards. This is where it gets interesting. Top receiving yards in that final preseason game was Cameron Latu. Caught all 3 of his targets for 42 yards. Jacob Cowing was next, 3 for 3, 39 yards and a touchdown. George Kittle did play, caught 3 of 4 for 34 yards. Jake Tongas played. Trent Taylor, Deebo Samuel, 2 of 3 for 32 yards. Trent Taylor was 2 of 3 for 57 yards. Braden Willis, Isaac Arendo, Chris Conley, Ronnie Bell, Tay Martin, Jordan Mason, and then Mason Pline all caught passes. Mason Pline was targeted once, did not catch his pass. Darrell Luter caught an interception, and Jacob Cowing, Ronnie Bell did the punt returns. So kickoff returns, Isaac Rendo, Corey Schrader, Patrick Taylor. So kind of an interesting mix of who was on the field. Let's take a look at defense. Let's see. Darrell Luter, Devondre Campbell, Demetrius Flanagan-Fowles, Tatum Bethune, D. Winters. Sacks, one sack by Sam Okwanu. Let's see. No tackles for a loss. Darrell Luter had an interception. Kevin Givens got a quarterback hit. Robert Beal got a quarterback hit. So did Jonathan Garvin and Sam Okwanu. Sam Womack had broke up three passes, and Jair Brown had a forced fumble. So a lot of different players. Let's see. And interestingly, the most tackles, I actually had to just look this up. The most tackles in that game, in that third preseason game, Tracy Walker. Five total tackles, four solo, no other stats other than that, but did not stay with the team after that. So this is really where these guys who are on the bubble need to play to secure their 53 spot or spot on the 53. And there's some guys on the bubble. I think that linebacker, Nick Martin is obviously going to make the team. He's a top draft pick, one of their top draft picks. They're going to keep him. I think Tatum Bethune has done a really nice job, and D. Winters, obviously. So those guys are kind of locked in. But who are the other ones? Luke Gifford has played really well. Who are those other linebackers? I mean, this is a lot. Uh, I think there's questions there. Who's going to take those other spots? Defensive line, you know, does the Hulk make it? Does Sebastian Valdez make the team? There's a lot of questions on who is going to make it. Let's see. Let me look up here. So it'll be interesting to see. These are the guys who are really trying to make the roster. And again, starters are not going to play. But I think I'm pretty sure Ricky Pearsall will play. Jair Brown will play. How is he going to do? Marquis Siegel. I think those are the guys, fun guys to watch. As far as you'll see Connor Colby, I think at right guard, Nick Sikel at left guard. How is that offensive line going to shake out? I don't think Jake Brendel plays. I don't think maybe Jake Brendel plays a little bit. Colton McKivitz plays a little bit. Spencer Burford has been at left tackle when Trent Williams goes out. So I think that's what you'll see there. I think you'll see a little bit of Luke Farrell, maybe. Jake Tongas, Braden Willis. Those guys are competing for that third tight end position. I think Robbie Chosen will play a decent amount. Definitely keep an eye on him because with the wide receiver spots and how those are shaking out, Sky Moore probably gets in for a little bit. I'm not sure about Brian Robinson. He might take a couple runs at the beginning. You know, they just traded with him, with Washington for him. So I'm thinking he probably takes some snaps just so they can get an eye on him so he can get a feel for the timing of the offensive line. So I do think Brian Robinson plays. So that'll be a fun one to watch. Let's see. Keyshawn Vaughn will get a lot of carries. Jeff Wilson Jr. Someone who probably needs to play well to make a case is Tariq Owens. Tariq Owens has been an interesting guy to watch. Obviously, Terrell Owens. Terrell Owens' his son. But I know Tariq wants to be known for who he is. And he's had some ups and downs in camp, but this is really a chance for him to show that he can, make a case for that he's ready to move forward. He may be a guy that they release and then they bring him back to the practice squad at some point. Isaiah Hodgins has been kind of a reliable guy. So these guys who are like fifth, sixth receiver. So Russell Gage is out. MCL, but you've got Robbie Chosen, Demarcus Robinson may or may not play a little bit, probably a little bit, but Tariq Owens, Isaiah Hodgins, Junior Bergen, those kind of Ricky Pearsall will play. He's already locked in, obviously, but those guys on the bubble and wide receiver will be fun to watch. Malik Turner, Sky Moore. So those guys on the defense. Cornerback, Derek Canteen, is he going to earn a spot? Dallas Flowers has been playing really well. Chase Lucas is a fun guy to watch. Saron Neal's fighting for a spot. Marquise Siegel. So those secondary positions are really kind of up for grabs in that, for the backups. I always like watching Evan Anderson. How is he progressing? He's a guy on the defensive line. Um, I think Jalen Allen will get a lot of play. Alfred Collins, without he's one of the draft picks on the defensive line that's going to play because Michael Williams and CJ West are out dealing with those hamstring knee hyperextensions. Kalia Davis has been really good. Keep an eye on him. He's been fun to watch. Bryce Huff will probably play a little bit, I would think. So lots of fun players to watch. I know it's a preseason game, but as you're sitting at home, if you're home, definitely keep an eye on those players. And of course, Jake Moody will be trotting out there for some field goal attempts. So will he have a better game than he had at practice on Thursday? Thursday, 50%, not great. So I know all eyes are on Jake Moody. That's what I got for you for a game preview on Saturday, the final preseason game between the 49ers and the Chargers. Jim Harbaugh returns to Levi Stadium the second time since he was head coach. He came back for a reunion of that of one of the teams. So yeah, and Trey Lance returns. So it's Harbaugh and Trey Lance revenge games. All right, talk to you guys later after the game. Stay tuned. I'll probably do a live, so stay tuned for that.